Hey, gang, I just wanted to very quickly do the same thing I did last week, and that is to talk about week two, module two, part two, however you want to name it. Be consistent. That's the biggest thing I think. On the left here is the template as it appears in your packet. On the right is the one that I redid mostly in APA format. So we'll compare the two again as we go through, whichever one you're going to use. It doesn't matter. Just be sure that you are consistent. You see here, week two, part two, academic resources and strategies is left aligned. Okay? That means week one, week two, week three, week four, week five, week six. All of these headers should be identical. Left aligned, bold, upper and lower case. Now, if you're using APA, it's going to be a level one header, and that is centered, bold, upper and lower case letters. Just stick to the same thing. Don't wait make week one left aligned and then come down here to week two and center it, and then to week three and it's not bold. You see, they should all be the same. And so that's what I want you to be sure you're looking at in this template. Now, if you're using APA, they're all going to be centered and bold and upper and lower case. The next thing is to do your introduction to part two. I talked about this last week. Here's a little one sentence introduction. It's not sufficient. No one sentence paragraphs. Don't use the sample given here. Make your own. Okay? Indent the paragraph. You must indent. I've done that on this side. You see the indentation? Now there's something else to remember here. Do you see this header at the bottom of the page and nothing underneath it on the right? That's called they're called widows and orphans when you leave a little bit at the top or a line at the bottom. A line at the bottom or a line at the top all by itself, and you don't want to do that. You want to, in this case, we'd click here and just push this to the next page. A page break would do that. But I don't want to do that because as you put stuff in, it's going to move on down anyway, you see. So that's why that's not moved down. But don't leave those at the bottom of the page. So part two then, delete the directions. Here you go. You're going to delete all of this information on the provided template. You're going to delete all of this information on the APA template. And in place, you're going to indent and do your introduction. Okay? Your introduction, more than a sentence. Then you will begin to input your academic resources and strategies. But remember, you have to explain in detail how you will use them and how they will benefit you. So don't just list them, give some info, tell me how you're going to use them, and it should be more than a sentence or two, okay? If they're going to be beneficial to you, you need to know and you need to share how they're going to be beneficial. All right, so there they are. You see all this space over here. If you're using the one provided on the left, take out all of this space, double space everything. Remember to make sure there's not any. Let's go up here and look. Paragraph. Yeah, see, there's after here that you'll need to go down and delete. See, and then you'll need to make this double over here. Make sure there's nothing else there. So that and this one, it's done for you, I believe. So you just have to start typing. You'll need to indent your paragraphs. If you don't start on the same line here, just indent your paragraphs. Delete all this space, delete all this space, delete that page break, double space everything. All right, when you get to the end here, if there aren't any additional resources and strategies, you see over here too, if there aren't any additional ones, just delete this header. There's no point in having it hanging down there looking awkward in your paper. And you do want it all to be professional. Now, what comes at the bottom here? Well, let's go back up and look. Where is it? Back up to week one. There it is. That conclusion and that reference list we need to capture. We need to copy them. Oh, let me copy. Because you're going to copy all your references that you've listed here. You're going to move them. You're going to take them from there. Where do they go? They go to the end of the paper, which now is the end of part two. So we'll put them right here. Okay? Double spacing, remember? And you'll do the same thing if you're using this one. You'll just go to the end here. And then we'll add conclusions and references. There you go. All right? So we've removed them from part one, and now they're here. And then any other references that you used, add them to the list. Remember you're using hang and indent. Remember I showed you how to do that up here. Let me go look. You want to go here to special and do hanging. Okay, this would be double. These would both be 0. Keep going. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that there for now. And that's pretty much it. You're ready then to next week go on to part 3. Part 3 is going to be a bit more writing, as you'll see. And so we'll be looking more closely at what you need to be including in the writing there. Okay, that's it for this week. And I will see you soon in the discussion threads.